The government of Edo State has policy. We are here to say the rich must pay their tax. Those big men that we eat 10,000 naira a plate, and those people that cannot afford 150 naira, they must pay their tax. I mean, the wealthy will not pay tax. The tax must pay tax. 50 by 100 for house. They don't pay tax. Those men that take tax, they must pay tax. Now that tax, the government not get through when they block money. Every government staff they pay them like tax. That rent we pay for school, for school, like tax. That good road, Mission Road, Apapava, Ring Road, like tax. Sapler Road, like tax. All the roads in school are tax. All the staff when they work for government, like tax, they pay them. Those people when they go to America, like that woman where they run him out, where they have America, have Nigeria, because they fuck one big man for everything. The person that ain't got this world. We don't work for company, we know you well well. You don't say Benin go better, we don't say Benin go better. We don't catch us to this money. He don't say now what he government do after election and they can verse. He don't come, he don't join us. They fight 1 year. 1 year. They say make not develop Benin again. Okada rider, you don't go pay this tax. You this cameraman, you don't go pay this tax. But that man will get your studio go pay tax. That man will get 3 big chips go pay tax. That man will live for big expense of land go pay tax. But that market woman no go pay tax. That African no go pay tax. Those who are staying in the house, when you live for a person no go pay tax. Those who when you reach a Baba house, when Prof a shady house no go pay tax. But you know all those ones when you feel that GRA, when you scatter for everywhere, when you get 3 houses for one compound, when you get the mansions everywhere, where they use the machine, where they use the big units, where they use the big gym. I don't I will call on Morrison, Comrade Morrison of your to
dot his I's and cross his T in the political history and academic. SSG, sir, gathered here are dynamic youths of Edo State, committed young people who believe in the aspirations and ideal philosophy of the current governor's administration. And that is why we have taken it upon ourselves to continue to follow the rights with the good intention of this administration, and we will not relent our efforts. Today, SSG, sir, we have gone around Edo State, we have gone around Benin City to solidarize first with the Edo State House Assembly. We thank them sincerely for the cordial relationship that exists between the legislature and the executive arm of the government. And that is a clear manifestation why you see developmental strides across the length and breadth of Edo State. This is because the legislatures are upright and they are doing well. The executive arm is also doing well. They both complement each other, and that is why Edo State will get to the next level. SSG, sir, the issue of the Land Use Act, it is what people are clamoring for. We want to say, as youth of this state, we are in total support of that Land Use Act. Yes. Federal Capital Territory. When you go to smaller states like Nasarawa State, people pay tenement rates. So I see no reason why the introduction of this Land Use Act is being seen as an issue. For us, we see it as a flaw by some persons who are trying to politicize this bill that is now in law. But I want to say that the youth of Edo State are solidly behind the governor because they are why do they pay tax? TAX is simply because it will help to generate internal generated revenue. Why do they plan to increase internal generated revenue? Of course, to facilitate infrastructural development. Who are the beneficiaries of this infrastructural development? The young persons, the commoners, me and you. Of course, that symbolize the symbol of good governance in the state. And we are saying, for that singular act, we are indeed very, very grateful that it has shown a clear demarcation that for a man who has 1 acre of land where he builds his own house with about 25 rooms for himself and his family, they consume more lights, they use the road. In fact, they consume more social amenities than the common man who is at Egbiyoko or Upper Sapomba or Ihonvbere. So I begin to wonder, why then should they kick against this? But for us, we know that that bill means well for the good people of Edo State. And that is why we have come to say to the Comrade Governor, that Comrade Governor, the entire youth of this state are solidly behind you. And will continue to give the maximum support so that Edo State will actually get to the next level. And for us to say that to actually say that Edo State is actually in a safe hands. Once again, on behalf of the young persons and youth of Edo State, we thank you so much for taking your pains and time to come and speak to us. And we say that if others say,
for growth, for development, for the transformation, refocusing, or repositioning of Edo State for progress. You see, it takes more than an ordinary person to wake up in the morning on a working day, come together with others, and put up this kind of program. It means that you are all very special, and we appreciate you. Edo State belongs to all of us. It does not belong to any godfather. Big, tall, short, thin, or fat is irrelevant. Edo State belongs to all Edo people.
Oh yes!
And the land of Edo State, that land belongs to Edo people. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of people are resisting this law out of ignorance and out of bad belly. You know, the theory of political bad bellyism is very common in Nigeria. You know, you present it as a public thing, but in reality, you are covering up your own tracks. The fact remains that we must all pay tax. Everyone must pay tax. The land tax you are putting in, the property tax, is not for ordinary people. It has nothing to do with tenants. It has nothing to do with students. It has nothing to do with market women. And it has nothing to do with unemployed people that we are trying to create jobs for. It is to do with those who own property. And not in all parts of Benin. We are starting this thing in the GROA only, excluding the traditional grounds. I have property in the GROA and I will pay. I have property in my village that is more than 100 by 100. I will pay because I want to see progress, development, peace, and unity in Edo State. The fact is that we must commend the Comrade Governor for his political sagacity, economic astuteness, his forthrightness, his commitment to social justice and people-driven governance, that we have come up with this kind of agenda. You just take a look at other states. In Togo, they pay. In Ghana, they pay. In Senegal, they pay. In South Africa, they pay. In Malaysia, they pay. Even when I was in exile in New York, you pay city tax, you pay state tax, you pay federal tax, and you pay sales tax for everything you buy in the shop, except food and medicine. And you park your car, you pay. You buy petrol, you pay. People pay because they see what government is doing with it. In Edo State, we have seen what government is doing with it. And it is important that we encourage the government, and the governor in particular. You people are standing on the side of progress. It is the historical duty of all progressives to engage and negate elements of reaction. And you have intellectual power
You have political power. You have oratorical power to engage and neutralize them. Evil can never triumph over justice. And in this state, the law has been signed. It is for the people. It is to increase our IGR so that we can bring development to every nook and cranny of this state. It's in agriculture, small and medium scale industries, and embarking in those reforms that will create jobs for people. When people have work, you don't have violence, you don't have criminality, you don't have anti-social behavior, you don't have any kidnapping or whatever, you don't have those. And we know, having put in place the infrastructure, it is now important to begin to think about the people that will use those infrastructure. And this is just one of it. We say that Lagos said they reduce 17 billion a month in IGR. 17 billion naira collected by one state from IGR.
Not allocation.
Not allocation. And here, people want development, they want water, they want good schools, they want good teachers, they want to retrain the public servants, they want electricity, they want security, they want everything that is good for life, but you cannot get those things unless people pay their taxes. In fact, somebody who doesn't want to pay tax or who dodges tax is an enemy of the people, it's an enemy of the state. It is sin against God because God has said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar and unto God what is God. The Caesar thing is the tax. Go and pay your tax. You don't manufacture good roads, stone-based, from standing, for your vision and for your commitment to the general good.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, it takes more than an ordinary person to understand these issues and commit to them. Public education. Enlighten us with the poor. It has nothing to do with tenants. And any landlord that thinks that with the power of Congress, that will be properly addressed. But those who are opposing it should go to the House of Assembly and obtain a copy of the laws, half truths and ignorance.
All our brothers and sisters who have recognized that the era of Comrade Adams Aliyu Oshomole has brought about a transmutation and transmogrification in Edo State of the Comrade Governor. Government in Edo State was in permanent vacation and political atrophy. You are aware that since the Comrade Governor arrived on Sadebe Avenue, our infrastructural decadence, our state of social and political anomaly disappeared from our socio-political topography. You have roads everywhere. You have drainage system everywhere. You have the red roof revolution everywhere. Edo State, until he arrived, was stigmatized as a civil service state. But today, we have a new Edo State where industry thrives. This has been done by disciplined management and good boundary of our fiscal resources and disciplined management of the taxation that has inured to the state. Therefore, if we want a consolidation of the efforts of the Comrade Governor, we have to take something little from our financial and pecuniary oligarchs so that we can distribute it to Aminu Kanu Salakawa, the rock card of the country. Let me advise our plutocrats that the poverty, the penury of the majority is a threat to the security of the few. The penury, the squalor of the plebeian majority is a mortal and deleterious threat to the security of the few. And the earlier we know that, the better for everybody. I joined the Ihonvbere SSG in telling the people of Edo State that the new tax regime in the state is not directed at the poor. The new tax regime in Edo State is not directed at those who are staying in densely populated areas. It is an act of social and political engineering which desires to redistribute the wealth of the state so that the plebeian majority can enjoy the dividends of democracy. I thank you all for this pro-people rally, and I want to assure you that the current governor is forever determined to continue to do everything in his possibility to make the hoi polloi smile, to make the ragtag and the bottle smile, to make the plebeian majority smile. Enough is enough for those who believe that they can continue to sit on our collective wealth, whereas the vast majority of the people of Edo State are vacillating between exorbitant enthusiasm and irrational irritability. I thank you all for coming.
We cannot continue with this political bureaucracy. They must support this task. To Ihonvbere now.
That this bill might be causing hardship to the people, and perhaps in view of
we have a state president to be a winner.
Yes, the public have cried out that this bill could be maybe children to be born, and the people have just signed it into law, assuring the public. And perhaps there is something in that bill that the public is not seeing. What is it that you are saying in this bill that other people who are protesting and opposing this bill are not seeing?
Well, first and foremost, let me thank the sagacity of the men of the fourth arm of the realm, because this is a way of, disseminating information. Who are the people that are crying? That's the first question you ask. Are they really the poor? Or they are individuals that are sponsored by bourgeois who feel that this thing will affect them? That is the question. I want to say, and the answer is this: all those who see, talk, or speak are the bourgeois who have more than 6-7 buildings concentrated in one particular area of the state, and they feel that it's a threat to them. First and foremost, ask this question: how much is this tax that is being asked? And what is tax? Tax is that little token that is required for you as an individual to pay into the coffers of the government for the social amenities that you enjoy as an individual. Now, come to think of it, this tax is not geared towards the commoners. This tax is geared towards those who have gigantic structures. A man who has about 25 rooms in a structure in a land of about, say, 500 by 500, at the expense of those who do not even have one room to stay. You use more amenities because of the size of your property. You consume more lights. You have more social infrastructures that you enjoy because of the place that you live. And there are those who are in the shanties, those who are in the slums, who do not even have access road. And we are saying that out of this plenty that you have, make available little, so that this can also be used to enhance the standard of living of those in the shanties, those in the slum. And that's what we are saying. Now people begin to clamor that it is geared towards the poor. We are saying, because I have read through it, it is not for the tomatoes. It is not for the market woman.
Just to cut in,
yes.
If you have a house in the GRA
yes.
and you have tenants there,
yes.
then you have slammed this bill.
Yes.
Where does it go?
Well, you have asked the right question. I live in Abuja. I live in Karo. The boundary between Abuja and FCT. You understand me? That's our state. In my compound, that is owned by me, by the special grace of God, I have 2 structures there. A 2-bedroom flat and a 3-bedroom flat. I pay tenement rates. And that is why I'm wondering. It's just that I'm not with my document I would have shown you. You would have seen Carroll Developmental Authority. Every year, we pay this bill. They come to your house even before you go to them, and they leave your slip by your gate. All you need to do is to take your slip and go to Carroll Developmental Authority and pay this bill. And that is why you see this.
What we are saying is
yes.
that the tenants eventually
yes.
bear this.
No, and that is why also in the speech of the Comrade Governor and in the speech of the SSG that you've heard, that no landlord should increase his rents because it has no direct effect on him.
Is there a policy to that effect?
Well, I think the House of Assembly has also opened their door that any tenant that gets any attack or that there's an increase in his rates by his landlord, that they should, of course, come and report the case. And I want to also enjoy the government that they should speak to the landlords and give them a stern warning that any landlord that tries to increase his rate because of this Land Use Act that has been passed, that landlord should be brought to book so that it can stand as a deterrent to other landlords who may want to also use that as an opportunity to extort the good tenants and the good people of Edo State. God bless you.
Yes. One more question,
yes.
sir. I read through the bill
yes.
here, and it is stated in one of the sections
yes.
here that the governor has the right to exempt some, maybe some buildings specifically from this tenement rate
yes.
to be done arbitrarily.
Well, first and foremost, I cannot speak on behalf of the Comrade Governor because I'm not the executive governor of the state, but I'm one of the good citizens of the state that believe in the developmental stride of the Comrade Governor, and that is why in our own little way as a group, we want to sensitize, conscientize, and educate the good people of Edo State of the content therein in this past bill. I want to assure you that the Comrade Governor that we know, in his usual administrative ability and in his usual characteristics of defending the people, he will not show any favoritism. Everybody will be treated equally. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.